Surely you didn't think I was gonna miss a daily YouTube upload. We do not miss daily YouTube uploads. However, I will apologize because it is slightly late. Why is it late? Well, we had a Gorilla Platoon meetup today where we went and summited a rather sketchy mountain that borders the UAE and Oman. We had a few of our Gorilla Platoon members, obviously the three, so yeah, there's about 5 of us all up, and we went and did that. So set off at about 4 this morning. Drove up there about 2 hours to the border, then went on our ascent up, and it was probably one of the most sketchiest routes I've ever been. The route was called the Stairway to Heaven, and it was literally this, like, about the size of the chair I'm sat in here, like a meter wide of this like carved out stairway, and it was just sketchy sheer drops. I'll get a post up on Instagram if you want to follow up and see what it looked like, but it was pretty sketchy. But the reason why I've just literally got back now, as you know, it's probably about coming on 9:30, 9:45 in the UAE. So I am straight to camera and straight to give you a lesson, obviously as per the title of the video. After that event, it was about an 11-hour on your feet job. Literally, we set off as the sun come up at 7 a.m. and then we got back to the car by about 6:30 as the sun was coming down. So on about 18 or so Ks, 11 hours on our feet. The height of the mountain was 2,000 meters. We started about 500, it's about 1,500 in elevation. Obviously, it was warm, hence the redness on the face. But it was a pretty fun day. The reason I make this video, and we were speaking about this, me and Joe, one of our coaches, we're speaking about this, like, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you've done. Like, I've done Kilimanjaro, I've been in the Paras, I was in the PT Corps, I've gone across the world and started the Gorilla Platoon. We did Guatemala recently, we did a mountain recently. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It literally doesn't, well, it does matter because it develops your character, of course. But it doesn't matter because unless you're going to renew your card of doing something hard and challenging, it doesn't matter. You've always got to be willing to renew your card. And if you can, you should be willing to renew it to a new base level. So we had one of our members, George, from California, USA. So he didn't fly directly from California to Dubai for the meetup. He was doing a tour through the Middle East. And finished in Dubai, so he was out with us, and he did Guatemala with us earlier this year. And when he was doing today, he was like, "Yeah, this is pretty tough. This is pretty hard. Like this, it's quite long." We said, and we started thinking. And really, once you've done a certain event, a certain like hard task, you get to the point where you're like, all of these things, mountains, boxing fights, diet phases, getting shredded, all of these things are pretty hard. But they all, once they get past a certain level of hard, they're a little bit hard, but you can just keep them going. And what you want to be always trying to do is progressively overload your hard events that you've done. So if you can, you did a mountain that was 3,000 meters, try and do one that's 4,000 meters. And slowly just be increasing what your perception of your new baseline of hard is. Do you know why? Because knowing you've done that, when you then come to do something different, you're like, well, it ain't going to be as hard as back then. It ain't going to be as hard as like trudging around the desert for 11 hours on our feet, running dry on water for the last hour and having to just tab it back in. It ain't going to be as hard as that. Like, so when you push your boundaries to reach your new hard card, you've got all that now to play with. So even for me, I can't go longer than around 6 to 8 weeks without doing something tough and challenging like a day that we've done today. Because otherwise, you're only as good as what you did last, and if you only hang your hat on what you last did, you're not growing and you're not progressing. Like, if you watch this channel, you've got some good ambition about you. You know for sure one day you're going to be in great shape, and you're going to probably be out doing hard things like this. It starts off on this channel, getting to 10% body fat, getting lean, getting shredded. That'll be, for some of you, that will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, and that's okay. Because if you've not been in the army or done loads of mountains or a boxing fight or whatever it is you've done, if you've not done those things, then you won't have experienced hardship of resilience, discipline, and consistency. And that's okay. That is okay. Because some of you that's just not the way your environment's set up and dictated. So it's okay. However, you watch this channel, we're all about body recomp, we're all about getting you to 10% body fat. So that may be the hardest thing you do, because it's going to teach you on the days you really don't want to do anything, to get out and do your steps, to still stick to the diet, to still train properly, to do your cardio. On the days you really don't want to, it's going to develop your resilience on a next level. Apologies for the horns in the background. Like, Dubai Marina just absolutely loves traffic. Look at that. Look at all these suckers sat there in absolute traffic. So you're going to be faced with those resilient days going through a dieting phase, and that will be the hardest thing you've ever done, getting to 10% body fat for some of you. But when you have that, once you've done it, when you're doing another task in your work with your family or an event like this, you'll always think, well, it weren't as hard as that. It weren't as hard as grinding through a dieting phase day after day after day. And once you've got that confidence, guess what? You'll try something harder. You'll try a mountain that was like tough as shit that you never thought you'd be able to do. You'll travel across the world and go and base up in another country and start to like integrate with the population and put yourself out your comfort zone. You'll do a marathon. You'll do a bodybuilding competition. You'll do a photo shoot. You'll do some things that challenge you. And honestly, you've always got to be doing things like that as a man, because that's the only way for true fulfillment. Like the best days I ever have are days that are hard, miserable, sun's out beaming, or it's pissing down with rain, and it's in a tough situation. My body's fucking aching because I've been on my feet all day, and you just keep plodding along and you get it done. They are the most and the best fulfilling days. What you think you want is comfort. What you think you want is peace and like chilled days and like not really have to do anything. It's not really what you want. It might be what you need sometimes. I'm not saying it's not necessary for recovery. Like tomorrow I'll just have a chilled day. But it's not what you need all the time. And too much of that will lead to a very bad path. It'll lead to like, because you as a human being and as a man that watches this channel, you will have like a good deep desire inside you to get shit done. If you don't use that for hardship, work, fitness, challenge, struggle, pursuit of goals, breaking down barriers, if you're not using it for that, you will start to either be antsy with the people around you, or you'll be antsy with yourself and you'll attack yourself. There's a saying, in times of peace, the warrior-like man attacks himself. And it's very true. Or you'll like attack other people around you because you're not being challenged and doing things hard. So that energy has got to go somewhere. And where you're going to put it, you're either going to attack yourself with random bullshit thoughts, or you'll put bad negativity onto the people around you. So that's why you must always be doing hard things. You should always have a goal you're moving towards. There should never be you complete a goal and there's nothing after that. There should never be that. And you may think, but it never ends and you're never happy. You're always chasing the new thing. And my response to that is like, yeah, but why do you want it to end? Why do you want to get to an end point and enjoy it and then not really do anything? Why do you want that? Like, we've seen people do that. Look at Tyson Fury when he beat Klitschko. You know, didn't do anything for a long period of time, partied, drinking, and got into a very dark space. Realised he was going to go fight Deontay Wilder and had to get in great shape, and probably did one of the best comebacks I've ever seen in boxing, because he had a big goal that he had to go on and pursue. So if you're anything like me, or you watch this channel, you're always going to be a person that let's be honest, let's cut the bullshit, like, we need goals in our life. We need hard challenge, we need hard struggles, and we need pursuits. Because either one of two things will happen. We'll just be a fucking loser, we'll sit, we'll scroll, we'll watch garbage on our phones, we'll do nothing productive, we'll have negative mindsets, we'll fall into this trap, or we end up just attacking ourselves with random fucking bullshit. So we know the only option for us is to set new goals, to every 6 weeks. Even if you've achieved great things already, you've got to renew that card, because it only lasts a finite amount of time before you need to have done something hard and something challenging. You should always be in the pursuit of your goals. There should never not be a goal that you're working towards. But every 6 to 8 weeks, you should go and do something hard and challenging that is going to push the boundaries for you. Because otherwise, you're going to get soft, you're going to get comfy, you're going to become a pussy, and then your standards in your goals and your pursuit will drop off. I've seen it happen many, many times before, so don't let that happen to you. So just a quick video for today to mention that if you're successful and you've done hard things, you always need to be leveling that up. You cannot get comfy on your last laurels. You need to every 6 weeks be going and doing something hard. And always remember, every time you do that, you've progressively overloaded it to a new baseline hard, which means when you're doing something else that will be challenging, you'll be like, wasn't as hard as back then, it wasn't as difficult as back then, because I've got that in my arsenal now. And that is going to give you confidence to walk around this earth and to be the best human being that you can be. So hopefully you found this video of value. I hope you join the Gorilla Platoon so you can come out with us and do meetups like this, because honestly, they're fucking phenomenal. There's nothing better than just being out in nature with our people, with our boys, doing something hard and struggling together, and then getting a picture with a flag at the end. So link below if you want to come and join us inside the Gorilla Platoon. Thanks for supporting me on this channel as always, and I'll see you, because we don't miss and we turn up daily,